All right, welcome back to On Air, the movie podcast where we talk about guess what movies. Before we get into today's movie, we're gonna talk. We're gonna say.
Sorry, guys. I guess I just got a little too curious.
But anyways, would you like to introduce yourself as you're a new face on the podcast?
Hello, I am Henry Schley Johnson.
That's a lie.
Okay, it's not a lie, but you will most likely not hear me be called that. You will hear me be called Schlonson or various other things.
Yes, okay. And we also have a returning face, Nico J. Falsetto.
Can we go back for a minute? I just want.
No, we're not going to redo that bit. We're moving on. Because today's movie that we're talking about is Curious George 2, Follow That Monkey.
I guess
and
I
you should...
I guess I just got a little too
Inquisitive? You missed.
Yeah, so, yes, this is our second Curious George movie. If you haven't seen the first one, you should go watch that episode, because it was pretty fire.
Yeah.
Don't watch the movie, though.
Just watch our podcast. It's perfect.
We replaced Noah with Schwanson.
Yep. All right, we're gonna start with our general thoughts about the movie. As usual, I'll go first. I liked this movie. I think not as much as the first one. I think it confused me a little bit, and the morals were a bit strange. Like, I understand, don't, you need to spend time with your loved ones. But, the way they kind of, spelt it out at the beginning was kind of, I know it's for kids, but, you can't, I would like to be a little more, what's the word? Is it nuanced? I don't think that's the right word. Nuanced. Not, as explicit, I would like to let the kids think about it for a second. You can't assume that they're too dumb to understand. Also, what's the lady's problem at the beginning where what's her name? He was
I'm pretty sure her husband's ignoring her because he's focusing on the monkey and his job.
They're not even married.
Oh, they're not. I'm pretty sure his boy or her.
I don't think they're dating either.
Aren't they? Wasn't that established in the last?
I don't think it was. I think she was just asked him out on a date or something, and that was it. I don't know, though. I could be wrong. But, sorry, this is supposed to be general thoughts. I'll get into that later. But, I don't know. I liked it. It was very fun. I did like this movie. But, yeah, I liked it. Nico, why don't you go?
The priorities of the surrounding cast were a little skewed in the end of the second act.
You have a mousetrap mark on your hand.
Yep, and you know what? It's the mark of no one laughing at my joke.
Yeah, but to be fair, I already knew the joke, so.
Yeah, well,
And I did chuckle.
Yeah, I gave a little chuckle.
Yeah, I went, people will go back and prove it.
Okay, well, I did think that Ted, as he's called, a lot of the
Ted
surrounding
Shackleford.
cast was pressuring him quite unfairly to go through with the whole elephant thing when he was actively being hunted down.
Dude, that pissed me off because
Yeah.
it's you have to understand where he's coming from a little bit.
My boy Ted ain't do nothing wrong.
You're
Yeah.
trying to convince him to commit a crime. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
Yeah, I was not very George at the very end was so unreasonable, and for what he was like.
But he is a monkey.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I understand that he can't understand the consequences of his actions because he's a monkey and he's not a person with a person-sized brain. So he's stupid little monkey. So he just doesn't understand that he can't do whatever he wants and not have not. I'm sorry. I tried to just lift the mask normally.
Mouth hole.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, I understand that he doesn't understand, but it's just not I just and he was we can't like kidnap an elephant just so she
And
could
he's
see her
right.
family.
He's right.
Like he could go to prison. Like they were actively going to go to jail. Also, first off, what was that guy gonna do to the monkey, bruh? Like, was he just gonna like arrest the monkey?
I
It's a
love that guy,
fucking-
dude. The scene where he is like running through the air. That should have gone viral. I don't know what the landscape, the internet landscape was in
2009.
Thank you. I don't know what the internet landscape was in 2009, but that should have gone viral. That should be so much more well known than it is because the thing of him running through the air is so funny.
I will say, actually, Nico, the Dano Wolf, actually, at the beginning when he was first introduced, where he started talking about how like the elephant could get like dehydrated. That reminded me so much of like something you would say.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's just Nico. Like Nico
Okay,
is
well,
in
that's-
this movie.
You know what? That's mean. Because he's portrayed rather unflatteringly.
No, he's the coolest guy in the movie.
Yeah, dude, did you
Over
see
George?
like all those like online like
George is a delinquent.
like
He's a criminal.
classes that he took? Those were sick. Like he was crazy with it, Nico.
The
It's a
thing-
good
okay.
thing.
SMH my head.
This was like my favorite movie when I was like 3. The line where Mr. Wolf is like, "Is this some day at the beach to you?" And then the man with the yellow, it's like, "No beach." That sticks in my head every time I watch it, and I instinctively repeat it. Anyway,
Oh yeah, give your general
no,
thoughts here.
why don't you?
No.
No,
I'm gonna
we go in order here.
Yeah, we
That's a
order.
gorilla.
That's an Uno.
Your point being, you have a problem with that?
Are you monkeyist? Monkeyist?
I just think
So this movie was fine. I didn't love it as much. So I forgot to watch it. And then I realized at like late last night, oh yeah, I have to watch that movie. So I got like an hour into it and I'm like, there's a half an hour left. I can do that tomorrow in advisory at school or whatever. And I forgot to
You
do
don't
it
go
in
to school.
advisory at school. So I watched it in
Just
two
because
times speed.
just because she's a gorilla does not mean she can't go to school. George goes to school.
you know,
it doesn't.
Does he?
He can.
I watched it in like
If he
two
wants
times
to.
speed in French class for like 10 minutes. I didn't finish it. I don't know how this movie ends.
You don't speak French. You're a gorilla.
Dude, you can't just
At least
say
I
that.
was in French on time.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I didn't know the bell had gone off.
Excuses.
All right.
What are your general thoughts, Schlanson?
I liked it. I've never seen the first one, so I have nothing to compare it to. But overall, it was good. I did do it while doing U.S. history homework and studying for a bio test. So,
All at once?
well, no, I was first studying for U.S. No, I was studying for bio, and then I did. Wait, no. Okay, now you're confusing
Your right
me.
hand was doing bio, your left was doing history.
No,
You're
we
just
were
like
watching
glued
movie
to
at
the
the
screen
same
watching
time.
Curious George too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the
Now my-
only thing that you really missed from the first movie was probably the scene where so like he like goes to Africa like 3 times, like Ted. He like goes to Africa 3 times and he like 2 times and he like and it like takes like not like there's
It
like,
just glosses over.
yeah,
it.
it like oh yeah, we're gonna go to Africa now, and then it just go
And
like
the
there's no
plot-
complications.
The plot resumes like when he gets back as if he had been gone like 2 days and not like
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah, and there was like a giant like red ruby monkey statue, and there was like it was like in the he's trying to save the
Okay,
museum.
we've already talked
That
about
reminds
this
me
movie.
actually.
So what I'm hearing is George is some kind of deity.
No,
Yeah,
okay,
pretty much.
The pacing of this movie was so bad. Like,
honestly, yeah.
I was noticing that the minute I started it. So terrible. It was like honestly painful.
Too fast, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it there was no setup because I feel like it's like supposed to be implied that you like watched the first one before you watched this one. But like I did, but it was months ago. It was over the summer. I don't remember that movie at all.
Yeah.
Dog, there needs to be more setup. Like you were saying, who is that woman?
That's the
I don't
woman.
remember.
She's the teacher of the like students that used to like go to the museum
Well, I
like
know that,
every
but,
week.
like,
Those
it
kids were
doesn't
so
say that.
annoying because they were so mad that they kept going to the museum every
Entitled.
week.
It
I was
doesn't-
like, are you kidding me?
It doesn't
They
say
were like,
that.
I don't want to go to the museum every week.
I don't want to learn cool stuff with the man in the yellow hat.
Yeah, like he was like That was so
He
bad.
didn't have his hat
But yeah,
yet.
the reason that she went there was because she had a crush on Ted, and like, but
Why-
Ted clearly isn't interested in her.
Well, I know that from the first movie, but it doesn't say that in this one. Like we don't
Yeah,
get
she shows up
anything
at the
from that.
beginning of the movie, and then once on like live television where she's like, "I know Ted," and he wouldn't do that. And then
How do you
never
know
again.
Ted? 'Cause
And
you
then there's
didn't tell
one
us in this
mention.
movie.
There's one mention of him at the of her at like when they've gotten arrested, and where Ted was like, "I'm gonna go away for a while, George." And you're gonna stay with what's her face. I don't
liked
remember
that
her
line,
name.
actually. I thought that was like that line was important to the story. 'Cause
I know, but I'm just saying, like, mention wise, like that, like she's not in this movie a lot, and I don't even think, does she show up at the end? Like, I don't think she does.
I don't know.
Oh my
I
God.
frankly had no clue who she was.
Muppet Treasure Island, Muppet Treasure Island.
My picture around.
Futurama, Futurama,
She just appears,
Futurama.
and I
No
just
one knows who
assume.
Scooby-Doo.
No one knows what you're talking about. If you
On the
just yell-
paper, there's people that did things, and it's Muppet Treasure Island and Clue and
Yeah, Tim Curry did all that.
Yeah, and
Schlonson.
Futurama spelled
Schlonson,
really
you had a
like
bunch of
that.
like notes you took on this
And
movie.
the
What did
Garfield show.
None of them were meaningful.
No.
That's okay. You can
Yeah.
just like say like random things. Like, feel free.
Speak your truth, queen.
Okay.
For real.
Speak your truth.
General notes. Who let Ted get a monkey?
Okay,
Under what-
no one. He went to Africa and he found George and they were playing peekaboo with his hat. And then he was just like,
And George was
"All
like,
right,
I gotta get
you're
another
gonna
hit of that. I'm coming
That's.
with you.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's definitely illegal.
Oh,
he
yeah.
got-
Probably,
he got
yeah.
kicked out of his apartment for it, and then his like doorman was like, actually, it's fine now. You made a cool museum or something.
Yeah, you have a cool museum, so we like you now, and we like your monkey
And
too.
this mask is so hot.
Oh my God! Wait, it was Una all along.
Yeah.
Maybe you are allowed in French class.
All right.
Yeah, but like, how has the government not done anything about this at this point? I mean,
I know there are people who like have monkeys for like rescue animals because they can't take care of
People can
themselves.
have monkeys as pets.
Well, yeah,
I
but
think
I'm
Theo's
also.
grandmother had one.
Oh, that's fine.
He should have been here.
Didn't Frida Kahlo have a monkey? Why do I know that? Anyways, we should talk about we'll talk more specifically about characters we liked, characters we hated, you know, that whole thing. I think I wanted to say I liked the characters of like the people in California that like took them in for a second. I liked those guys. I wish they had more time. Like the young girl had more time than the father, which made no sense to me. Like if you're gonna introduce these characters, and I know they had this whole montage, but you don't learn anything about them.
It was
It's
like a
just,
pretty realistic thing that they like have like people that like they're not just like staying in some random place. Like they actually take a moment to like
Like rest. or
yeah, and like
something.
they actually take a moment
Yeah.
to like develop the characters they're staying with. It's not just like they're not just hopping between like random locations.
No, I know, but like
Besides the motorbike thing, I don't that was kind of pointless. He's like, "Oh, I fell off the train and now I've got to catch up." I feel like the only thing that was gained from him like randomly falling off
Oh,
the
was
train for
the,
2 seconds
like,
and having to like
call?
Yeah.
and they could have done that by just having the train stop.
but the California Express doesn't stop.
Okay, I guess.
yeah, that definitely did feel like just a random plot point that they added to get to that one specific goal that the investigators would know where he was.
Like, why not have like another like scene where it was like when they pass by a city, he makes a call because he has service again. Like, why
Yeah.
not just do that? And then by the time, and like instead of like cutting the phone line, why not just like you leave the city and it's like, oh shoot, my thing ran out or whatever.
Speaking of which, he went from like 0 bars to 3 bars back to 0 bars in like 5 seconds.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
And you can still
Like-
kind of make calls without service, but it's like really bad.
But like to be going that fast, I looked it up. You would have to be like going like 7,000 miles an hour.
Jeez.
The California Express does not stop.
It does not stop. It only goes fast.
Like
It-
assuming
faster and
faster.
faster.
at bare minimum, a cell tower's range is 1 mile. I looked this up. They went through that in like 5 seconds. That's like 720 miles per hour, and that's
Jeez.
bare
Just getting
minimum.
into the statistics of it.
Bro looked up. Bro did research for
Did
Curious
math
George
for
2.
the
Follow
Curious
that
George
monkey.
2 podcast.
They would have circled the Earth like twice
Damn.
overnight.
I mean, America is pretty big, so.
Yeah, the movie's only like an hour and a half long.
And then,
Yeah.
They had to get to California in that
and then
time.
how fast is this bike going? Also,
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's a solid like, there's got to be at least 2 hours while he calls, and then because he like falls off the train. He has to walk a while to that station,
Mm-hmm.
He
right?
got really lucky that he managed to like
Not.
the train didn't
yeah.
switch at all because there are other points where it could have switched off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that
But yeah,
bike
all
would
the,
have had
the
to be-
musical montages in the movie are good.
Also,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the bike for it to be able to go that fast and then also, like, brake is crazy. Like, you're telling me that bike goes crazy fast, but it's, like, not working well?
Dude,
That's insane.
I feel bad for that one conductor or like the station master, according to this
Oh,
paper. He loses his bike in return for a phone, and the bike breaks and the phone breaks. So
Yeah, everybody kind of loses in that situation, except for
Yeah.
Ted, who managed to get back on the train.
somehow,
Speaking of which, Ted just broke a ton of stuff in this movie. He broke the phone, but him and George must have caused thousands of dollars worth of
you should have
property
seen the previous
damage.
movie. There's like a there's like a giant hologram of George that ends up like in the city, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
George doesn't know. It's like it's like a big like light manipulation like
Oh, yeah,
prism
it's this thing.
And
What's his face
and
made
like,
it?
Clovis.
Clovis.
It like I hate Clovis.
Clovis is not in
causes,
this
like,
movie,
like
so
a
it's okay.
giant projection of
Yeah.
like George to be like projected onto like the city,
and then
it
this, like,
causes so much.
Godzilla sequence happens
Yeah,
where everybody's like, oh my god,
everyone's,
there's a giant monkey.
Swerving to avoid it. There's like car accidents. How much
How
of this?
is-
How much
how
of
is
this
this
podcast
monkey not
has been
sent back to
what,
Africa?
What
Who
percent
let-
of this has
I
just
don't
been
know.
us catching him up on the first movie?
You know, he needs to be sent to jail, dude. He's caused
Yeah.
so much, like, and everyone's like, oh, it's okay, he's curious.
He's just a little monkey
He is destroying cities.
He
Yeah.
just completely destroyed an entire block.
Him and the man in the yellow hat should have been sent to jail like immediately.
Yeah, I think so.
They've committed so many crimes.
He's like, oh, I accidentally stole an elephant. Guess that means I'm going to jail. So are you going to ignore, like, literally all of the buildings you and your monkey destroyed
Speaking
in the
of
last
buildings,
movie?
The beginning montage of like George on all the billboards. There's one where it's like soda being poured.
Oh my God,
How
yeah.
does that work?
I literally made a note of that where
I've seen
it
this
was
movie,
like,
like, 10
how are like
times
all
throughout.
of the like there was one sign that had like a rocket ship and it like actually like went off. I was like, how did
I
you
assume
have the
that
budget
just like
for that?
resets. It like goes back, but that's a crazy like amount of money to spend on one billboard.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're in New York, right? Like that's like insane. Like I know New York is crazy big, but I don't think they could do
Also,
that.
once again, the 3D animation is really jarring in this movie.
I
It
don't
doesn't-
like it.
It
Where
doesn't
was
the
show up
car
as
that
much.
drove up?
Yeah, that's like
remember-
the only time
Oh,
it
God,
really
it was
happens, but it
awful.
was so weird.
I don't remember seeing the 3D animation.
So do we think? Are there any? I know, obviously, I think the first one is better in a lot of ways, but this one has its own charm to it. I think. Is there anything that like makes it? Is there anything it does better specifically?
Better? I'd say they're pretty like
No.
like quality wise, I think they're I don't know. I think like in general they're pretty equal, but if you like broke up the pieces, I think the first one's probably better. I really liked all the colors in the first one and they
Yeah.
didn't have very many like
I
sequences
definitely
with
lower
like
budget.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Like-
Yeah.
The animation was like crazy good in the first movie. It was very pretty. The colors were absolutely amazing. I adored the colors.
In
In
this
this
one-
one, it felt more like I was watching an episode of the TV show than I was watching like a Curious George movie.
I liked the music in this one a lot better.
Oh yeah, the
like
music
especially
so
anytime
good.
like there's Mr. Wolf, the music is so good.
Oh,
music
yeah,
is
that's
great.
true. That's true.
Also, can I just say like the magician guy kind of like confused me. I was like first off, did they not have like security cameras downstairs to like see what happened? And second off, like you're telling me you find out that the guy you brought up onto your show and his monkey like supposedly theoretically kidnapped your elephant and you're just going to be like, yeah, that's totally what happened. Like you're not even going to question it. Like it could have like it was an accident. Like I don't like
An
also
accident.
also the,
Nice example.
yeah, that was thank you. I appreciate that. But like, and not to mention, everyone in New York is so chill with just like a monkey and the elephant running around. This happened in the first movie too.
Yeah,
but
okay,
like less in the first. Like at
If
least
him
people turned
stealing-
and looked at him.
If him stealing
but, like,
the elephant is like national news, then I feel like people must already like be very invested in this elephant. It's like a national act.
Yeah,
He's from
I was
England.
about to say
They should
must
recognize the elephant at least.
They must
Yeah.
have more important things to talk about
Although
than a
maybe
Yeah.
it's
single
the elephant's like first. Wasn't it like its first show?
Oh yeah, that was her
Still.
first show.
Okay, well that makes more sense. I think they did a pretty good job of justifying a lot of things.
And I know the guy was like, "Oh yeah, she's like family to me." But also, so the elephant, like in this universe, can understand what humans are saying, but she doesn't pay attention to the fact that he's like, "Yeah, she's my family," and then she runs away so she can go back to her family. Like I don't
know. I feel like to
think
her
that
it's
guy's
just some
just
random
lonely.
guy.
She's
Yeah.
just some random
Yeah.
guy who took her.
I think he's just like sad.
Yeah,
Probably.
I
That's
like
my
the,
guess.
I like the magician character. I always kind
Oh,
of
I like him,
I
yeah.
interpreted him as like when I was younger, like really young, when I was used to like watch this movie all the time. I was like, oh, the magician's like he's on the bad side, but he's good. That's crazy. But like
Oh my
he's
god, it's almost like people can be morally gray. But that's not morally gray, but you know
yeah,
what I mean.
he was just he was fully like a pretty good character.
Also,
Yeah.
so you're telling me by the end of the movie, when he returns the elephant to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, Ted, you gave me back my elephant, so you're fine. I'm not mad." And then they're friends and they go have a picnic.
Well, that makes
Like
sense.
he kidnapped your elephant.
He pointed out that it was all a misunderstanding.
They
That's-
never actually like
that's
explain what happens like
Well, on
audibly.
screen,
I know, but I would like to
no
hear
kid,
the
no kid
explanation.
wants to watch that. No kid wants to watch.
I do. I'm the kid that wants to hear that
would ju-
explanation.
like logistically, that would just be an explanation of like the past hour.
Like,
Or they could do some
Or
like
maybe you
lead
are
up.
just a little kid because you seem to be. You
I'm
seem
gonna,
to- Yeah, I
I'm
don't think
gonna
you're-
have a temper tantrum.
I don't think you're ready for the podcast. Schwanson, you take over.
It's crazy because he's the youngest one here.
Yeah,
That
but
is true.
He's old at heart.
Why?
Schwanson, get
What does
back
that
pain.
mean?
Get back pain.
I already have that. I don't need to get more.
Nice.
See, you're already doing perfect. You're qualified for
Nice
this job.
commitment to the bit, Schwanson.
Yeah.
You've
so
been
what
preparing
else-
before
do
you
have any
even
more
knew.
I do. None of them are very. Hold on.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I wanted to say another thing about a character. The woman that helped. That was like Mr. Wolf's like right hand woman or something. Like she was just kind of like there.
Yeah, she was.
And then she like made fun of him like she wasn't the one working with him the entire time.
Yeah, she
she switched up so fast.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
are you kidding?
We've got you. We've got his exact location. Mr.
Wolf, you're so
yeah.
stupid. I hate you. Brother, you were working with him the entire time.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
She could be removed from the movie and
Nothing
no one
would change.
notice.
Yeah,
Nothing
literally.
would change.
That's true.
You could literally replace like everything with Wolf that she like any like technical stuff like during the search that she did, you could replace with Wolf and nothing would change.
Yeah.
Like she did not need to be there. The only reason she was there was for like the dialogue. Like I appreciate her being there so we could get the the dehydrated elephant moment. That was really funny. That was really my favorite part of the movie. Like you're gonna
It's like in-
dehydrate. So he has this like whole like really long complicated line of things how people could like put an elephant in the pocket and she's like you're gonna dehydrate the
You
elephant.
know, like in
Best part.
Batman 1966
Where
when
they
they have their
dehydrate
dehydration
the-
gun and it's like that.
People should go watch
He's
that
Batman.
episode if they haven't seen
Yeah.
it already.
But honestly,
Batman
like,
was on that episode.
just get like Piccadilly to say that line or something. You really don't need her around.
Who the freak?
Yeah.
You can
The
you can
magician.
say.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you could have had it like where it was like where he's like, wait, you think someone dehydrated my elephant? Like that would have been funny.
Also, I really like how this is not the police. This is just like that one theater's security.
Yeah. And he's
yeah.
like taking like.
He got a
care of-
helicopter.
Yeah. Why
How did they do that?
Why did
He
they?
also got like a army like plane.
Guess I got a little too curious.
Anyways,
He got an army plane for this job, right? Like that was crazy.
where do they have these resources? Again, this is a
This
single
is where all of our
elephant.
taxpayer money goes. Like what the freak, man?
not a
Just,
public
just
business,
give up
though.
on the elephant. Buy another elephant. You've spent.
No, he like goes to the army. For
He's
it.
emotionally
He does not-
attached, Lunson.
That's like an
God,
army
I
plane.
really
so
doubt it.
inconsiderate.
Didn't he like get the elephant's name wrong or something at one point?
He
Like,
called it a hippo.
yeah.
Oh.
He's.
He's emotionally
Wolf
attached
is
and
not
stupid,
emotionally
Schlunson. Be a little
attached.
considerate.
Wait, who is?
Finger really hurts.
Security
Piccadilly.
guide.
What's
Wolf.
his
No,
name?
Piccadilly. No. Wolf. Didn't.
Wolf.
Wolf didn't.
Oh, that guy.
What?
I thought you were talking about Piccadilly. He's emotionally attached, Schlunson. Be a little respectful.
Okay.
5 minutes.
But yeah, I don't know. I felt like
Guess I got.
Oh my god.
you don't have to keep repeating
No, he does.
the bit.
No, he does.
I guess I got a little too curious.
Yeah, he does, Michael. That's...
See, if you had said it like that the first time, I think I would have laughed. Cause that's funny.
Okay, can we do the hold on, do the intro again?
Yeah, we'll start over. Okay,
but not-
does everyone remember what we said? Because we're gonna
Oh,
start
I need to
over.
put this back on.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, Una, you have to tell me that I lied when I said my.
Okay,
say my name.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, 1 sec.
No, we're not putting it on the ground. You can just put it on the table.
Well, it went off.
Then
So I guess-
redo it, Nico.
No, it's
This is
okay.
important.
We have to start over now.
Yeah.
We should do the. All right, welcome back to Honor the movie podcast where we talk about.
Ouch!
Yeah. I think I got a little too curious.
Man, that's so much funnier than the movie we watched, which is Curious George 2. Follow that monkey.
And we have
They
a-
love me.
Yes,
and-
we
and-
do. And that's
Our guest,
Schlonson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc.
Like
Yeah,
Johnson.
and then,
You're lying.
and then we catch
How
up.
dare you!
You're a liar!
I would never lie!
You just did!
Perfect. You made our guest cry. What the freak? What the freak?
Guys,
Anonymous gorilla.
This is a bad timeline. We gotta.
Yeah, we have to start over again.
On a Curious George evil version.
Yeah.
This is how it could have happened.
Yeah. This
But
is.
it could have happened. Like,
This is
I
what
think
would have
we do the
happened had
clue
Nico's
transition.
joke
Yeah.
actually been good.
My
That's
finger really
tragic.
hurts.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this movie was pretty good. I just think compared to the first one, it's just not great.
Yeah, having watched it and the first one within like a 6-month time span, I do realize that the first one is a lot better. I think the second one for me is like because I watched it when I was really young. It's like nostalgia,
Yeah.
but
That's
the
fair.
first one's probably better.
My favorite Curious George thing is still the Halloween one. 'Cause that one's a banger. And it's
Well,
only
there's-
56 minutes.
There's 6 of these movies, so
And it's not one of
But
those.
they made
Because that's-
they make 6 of these.
I don't know.
It was
I
like
None
a
of
knew
them
about
special
have
on the
any
show.
good reviews. How
I-
did
I-
you make 6?
Yeah, none of
I
these
How
have.
did you get the
the
I
highest
think
score
it's-
is the first
I
one.
think all the money came from the TV show because the TV
Yeah.
show is really
I think they're
good.
different companies though. 'Cause
Are
the,
they?
The TV show is PBS Kids. I assume that's like a different thing than
Well, I mean,
what's
they-
Imagine owned by. There's a Universal logo at the beginning, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can I just say I really thought the it's Imagine. I thought that meant that was the first thing I saw when I put this movie on. So I thought it meant like imagine watching this movie, a loser. I was like, don't laugh at me, bro. But yes, we should do our final reviews. And for the guy who doesn't know, we're gonna rate this movie out of 5 stars.
If
1
you do
being
10,
bad
we kill you.
and 5 being good. So, yes. I will go first. I forget what I rated it on my letterbox, but I think it was like somewhere around like a 3, I think. Like it's pretty good. I enjoy it, but it's not like it's not as good as the first one. So, Nico. Just rate the movie.
4
Okay.
out of 5. No, 3.
4 to 3?
No, 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Relative to what I rated it the first one and the last one, which I don't remember what that was, and it probably is not right because I used to rate stuff higher than I do now.
2 out of 5. No, 3. Final answer 3.
Okay.
Okay, this one for me is probably like a 2. I thought it was kind of boring,
Yeah, like a lot happens, but nothing happens.
and the pacing was just like so noticeably terrible.
You're right. 2 out of
Yeah.
5.
Shalonzo, why don't you go?
Probably 3. I don't really have any other Curious George movies to compare it to.
That's fair.
No, I
But-
can't do it. 3 out of 5.
Okay. Well, if that's all you have
I
to
said
say,
nothing.
then
No, I do have more to say. Nico
Okay.
just interrupted
Alright.
me.
real fast, bud.
Okay. Yeah, I think the plot just didn't feel really consistent. Now they're on the train. Oh, now Ted's off the train. Now Ted's back on the train.
That was
Now
weird.
they detached the cars.
Yeah.
And now they're at this house, and now they're gone again.
It follows the and this happened progression, which is not something you want in a story.
I am excited to watch the other 4. I assume we're doing all those, right? Not
At some
today.
point.
I would like to do the third one because I remember liking it personally. I don't know about general
I
reviewing.
really want to
but,
do the other 3 because I have
Okay.
I had no idea they existed.
But
At some
now,
point, yeah.
but that's for another day because next week our next movie is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Peace,
bum, bum.
peace out, everyone,
Like
and
from-
remember to stay.
From
Inquisitive.
Yay! No. Oh, jeez. Well, I guess it's just me and this gorilla, I guess.
the world, like from JoJo.
Okay, that's it.